Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE NXT episode 550, NXT UK episode 82, SmackDown episode 1071, and 205 Live episode 168. I'm doing one big episode to close out February. These episodes aired February 26th, 27th, and 28th. All right, so I am going to go through all of this stuff real quick. In the middle of these four episodes, we had Super Showdown. I already did an episode just about that. I did not watch NXT and NXT UK before watching Super Showdown. Not that it mattered at all, because there's no... neither one of them informed the other in any way, so it was fine that I wasn't caught up on NXT yet at that point. But we'll get to a little bit of the Super Showdown stuff when we get over to SmackDown. But first, let's talk about NXT. We have Cameron Grimes versus Dijakovic, and Cameron Grimes somehow got that win from him after hitting a double stomp. No, this isn't just somehow. He did get that win because Damian Priest came in and clubbed Dijakovic right in the knee as the referee was not looking, and he ran away real quick, but then he was just standing right on the other side of the guardrail. I thought that was kind of funny, but anyway, Cameron Grimes got that win thanks to Damian Priest. Later on, Damian Priest was interviewed asking why he did that, and he said, well, Dijakovic is in the way of something that I want, the North American Championship, or Keith Lee in general. Everybody wants Keith Lee in some way. Then it's announced that there will be qualifying matches in the next few weeks, leading to a ladder match to determine the next challenger for the NXT Women's Championship, and that ladder match will take place at TakeOver Tampa. That's going to be super cool. Although I've been thinking, yes, it is cool. Rhea Ripley is going to get to defend her championship at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair, against whoever it would be. It's cool that that's happening at WrestleMania, but I feel like it would be a much bigger deal. It would get a lot more... I don't know. It just seems like it's not going to have as much fanfare as it would if it was the main event of TakeOver Tampa, but I don't know. It's still going to be... I'm still really excited for that match, but, having that take place in the second hour of WrestleMania or whenever it's on the show, instead of being the main event the night before, I'm not sure if that's preferable. Anyway, at least we're getting this awesome ladder match. No idea who's going to be in there, but I hope that we get at least Shotzi or Mercedes in the mix in that ladder match. But it's probably going to be the usual suspects: Mia Yim, Candice LeRae, maybe Dakota and Tegan. And if Io is well by then, it would be great to see her return for that match. But that ladder match that they had leading into War Games was super cool. So, and that was just with two competitors. Imagine what it'll be like with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many. I have a feeling also Toni Storm might be in that match because she. We'll get to that in a second. Finn comes out and he said, let's see. And he asks who's going to get that Finn rub next. And then Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner come and send regards. They deliver Walter's regards. And Finn replies to that by beating them up. Then we had Xia Li versus Mia Yim. Xia Li won this match after Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez came out and caused a distraction. So Xia got that roll up, but then Raquel attacked Mia Yim, and Xia tried to help, but they attacked her as well. Even though Xia just took advantage of them being a distraction. So I I don't know, but I don't know. They were on commentary. They're like, oh, they believe in a fair fight or whatever, but she just took advantage of distraction to not fight fairly. But anyway, then we also have Velveteen Dream challenging Roderick Strong to a cage match next week, because there's already going to be a cage out there for Tegan versus Dakota. So may as well leave it set up and have this match as well. Then we have Austin Theory versus Ciampa. Ciampa wins, but then Gargano attacks afterwards. Then we had Bronson Reed versus Killian Dane. Killian won that match. And then we had Grizzled Young Veterans versus Forgotten Sons, and the Grizzled Young Veterans won that. So I think Grizzled Young Veterans are going to be the next NXT Tag Team Champions. And they'll be the first. Will they be the first? Did Mustache Mountain ever win the UK Tag Team titles? I can't remember. If they have, then they wouldn't be the first. But if Mustache Mountain haven't done that, then I think I don't think they've won the UK tag titles yet. But I'm just gonna look it up. Okay, having looked it up, there have only been 3 tag team champions in NXT UK so far. Of course, Grizzled Young Veterans started it off. Then Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews were the second champions. And then the third set of champions were Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. So if Grizzled Young Veterans go after the NXT tag titles and they win, they will be the first to have won both of those championships. And then they're on their way to becoming the first to have won all 4 of them. The Revival are the only team to have won all 3 that existed at the time. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. They could go over to NXT UK. Maybe they'll go win those championships. That could be something for them to do. I don't know. They're probably leaving soon, but anyway. Then we had our main event: Bianca Belair versus Charlotte. Charlotte won via spear, followed by a natural selection. And then she attacks Bianca afterwards. Continues to attack her. Rhea arrives, but in no hurry to save Bianca at all. So that was kind of a little bit weird. She just seemed to be there to intimidate Charlotte, but not in a way that helped anybody. So I don't know really what to think of that. Because if she was coming out to help Bianca, like, just run into there. Anyway, let's head on over to NXT UK. Another Grizzled Young Veterans match. Let's see. Yeah, during this match, they like tagged each other and Tom. Okay, my favorite commentary team right now is Tom Phillips and Aiden English on NXT UK. But Tom says something like, "This is typical Drake holding Gibson's hand," or maybe it was vice versa. I was like, they're tagging. What are you talking about? But Grizzled Young Veterans defeated the Hunt, and so they continue their mission of going back after a tag team title, wherever it is. So Tom was saying that when they're not using underhanded tactics or cutting corners, they work incredibly well as a unit. And Aiden goes, "They always work well as a unit." And then Tom says, "And they are always using underhanded tactics, and they're always cutting corners." But anyway, they got the win via Ticket to Mayhem. But yeah, I like the commentary on this show so much. But then we had Jack Stars versus Cassius Ohno. Honestly, I didn't really pay attention to this match. Or I was like doing some other stuff. But Cassius Ohno won. And then we had an interview with Isla Dawn where she talked about the women's division. So that was a pretty good interview. And then we had the Brian Kendrick versus A-Kid. A-Kid won via an awesome DDT springboard. That was really cool. And then we had our main event, which I'd say is my... Yeah, that it is my favorite match of the week. better than anything on Super Showdown, better than anything on Raw, everything on this is the best match of the week. Bianca versus Charlotte was all right. Kaylee Ray versus Toni Storm, I Quit match. Toni hits a big splash through a table. That was a great moment. KLR taping up Tony's arms, getting handcuffed, but then Toni fights out of it by hitting like a big headbutt and everything. And then all this stuff with the chair. She had it like clamped around Tony's chest. It was like just wrenching down on it, and then it jumped off of the top of the post onto the chair, just like sandwich her in there. And Tony just crying, shouting in pain, and the referee is like, "Hey, do you quit or you want to give up?" I said, "No, I don't want to give up." But then Sid Scala and Johnny Saint come out. They're like, "We gotta stop this. She's gonna actually kill her probably." And then Piper Niven comes out and like talks sense into Toni, like, "You can't do this. It's not worth it," or whatever she says to her. I don't know if the microphones even picked that up or anything. But because KLR was about to do it again, which would have been, I like both of them so much, but it's so like this is different from anything we've seen, especially on NXT UK. It's such a different match, and I was like, this is intense, this is crazy. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. So, like, if she had done it again, that would have been nuts. And then Toni Storm would like been story wise. I think she would just been dead for a while. Like they put her in the hospital. She'd be like on life support for months because she's had all of her torso just crushed into smithereens. But anyway, she quits before KLR hits that second stomp into the chair, and yeah, she is still the champion, and Toni cannot challenge for that championship again. And I could see this as being Piper Niven's opportunity to get a one-on-one match, because she got kind of screwed out of that at Takeover Blackpool 2, but Takeover Blackpool 2, because it was made a triple threat, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's a match of the week right there. All the rest of this I'm going to go through like super quick for SmackDown and 205 Live. Actually, let's talk about 205 Live because it was like really, really quick. I thought that the 10-man elimination match was going to be this week, and I was really confused that they were having a match before that, but I guess it's going to be 2 weeks from now. I missed that in the announcement. It sounded like it was going to be next. I thought it was going to be this week. I don't know. Anyway, we had Walking Wild versus Raul Mendoza again. I think Walking Wild won. Has he won every match so far now? But he won via the Wild thing. Then we had Tony Nese versus Leo Rush. Leo Rush won via disqualification because Kanellis got involved. And then Oni and Danny came out and they neutralized that threat. They brawled into the back. So Leo Rush was just left there, announces the winner, and then Jack Gallagher returns and attacks Leo Rush, and then takes off his jacket to reveal his new nautical tattoos, the big ship on his chest, and all of that. So he's got the mean looking facial hair and the mean looking tattoos. That there's very mixed opinion about that online. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know if they're actually real tattoos or not. They could be temporary kinds, which I in a way I kind of hope that they are, but maybe not. I don't know if they're not, and he's going to keep on adding more. I think it'll look better and better and better. But yeah, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't think the tattoos are bad. I think they'd be better with more of them. That the only bad thing about it is that there isn't more of them. Does that make sense? But anyway, I'm just happy he's back. That's the important part. He's back and he's mean and he's going to kick some ass. All right, so now SmackDown is 1071. Goldberg comes out. He says, it's not about who's last, it's about who's next. Then Roman Reigns comes out and says, I'm next. That's it. Then we had Bayley versus Naomi in a... Is this a title match? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because it's disqualification because Sasha attacks when Naomi's about to win because Sasha Banks makes her return. It's exciting that she's here. Bayley, when she comes out, she's like, hold up. Before we start, here's Sasha. She's great. And then Lacey comes to the rescue, and then they make it a tag team match. So Bayley and Sasha versus Naomi and Lacey. Very unexpected team to exist. And they win because Naomi pins Bayley. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe Naomi and Lacey will be a team. Maybe they'll challenge the Kabuki Warriors. I have no idea. Everything on SmackDown is just random stuff. But next we had Kofi versus Robert Roode with Big E and Dolph at ringside. Big E gets ejected. He gets sent away because Robert Roode he runs over to the stairs and kicks it and then pretends like Big E was the one who did that to him. And the referee believes it because he's a big dummy. And Roode is very proud of himself for doing that. But I thought it worked. It was clever. And you don't see that very often. So nice work there. So they win the match, and Dolph Ziggler is like helping out and stuff, and Sonya is like, your man seems happy to Mandy, and Mandy just kind of nods. And then we also see Otis is like really upset, and Tucker is like, all right, next week we're going to find you love. Just forget about her, whatever. So I think I'm kind of turning on Otis here. I think I already sort of turned on him last week. Like, he's like, just go talk to her and you clear all this up. Like, it's so frustrating to see like unhappiness because of just assuming that something happening instead of just like talking to the person. And that's probably a lesson that any of us could take. Like, if you're having problems with somebody in whatever kind of relationship you have, if there's displeasure, if there's stress, if there's anxiety about it, and think about it, if it could be resolved or clarified with simply having a conversation, then just go do that. What's the worst that could happen? It could make maybe the fear of it making the anxiety even worse, making the stress even worse, making the situation worse. That is a fear. But if there's a chance that it could make things like, I thought it could alleviate all of that, just talk about it. Just, take a couple minutes and, power through it. Because that's all, yeah. Anyway. Oh, should just talk to Mandy. That's what I'm saying. Instead of just being, like, hanging around, being afraid to talk to her and stuff. Like, that's not to say it's his fault for this happening. It's totally Dolph Ziggler's fault and Sonya's fault. Because they're obviously all working together to keep Mandy away from Otis. But if Otis just, like, went up to, they're taking advantage of the fact that Otis won't do that he won't just go talk to her. Anyway, maybe that's the whole point. Maybe we'll see how it all plays out. We only get bits and pieces of the saga each week. Then we have Renee hosting an Intercontinental title contract signing. I love that Shinsuke does his pose, Sammy does this crazy dance, and then Cesaro is just standing there like a statue. It's amazing. They all three come out, and then Braun Strowman comes out, and they say, hey, grab a seat. Let's be civilized. And he grabs a seat, and he throws it. So he took it quite literally. And he says, I know I'm going to have to fight all three of you. I don't care what the contract says. And then Sammy's like, oh, you heard what he said. We can amend that. And then he makes it, all three of them sign it. So it's a 3-on-1 handicap match at Elimination Chamber. And they put Braun through a table, and we see Sami Zayn hit some offense for the first time. He hits the Luva kick while the other two have him held up into the corner. This match is going to be so much fun. I'm really excited for that. Then we have Daniel Bryan versus Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel also getting some coaching from Drew Gulak. I just want Drew Gulak on commentary as much as possible, and then in matches as much as possible, like all the time. But Daniel Bryan wins via the label lock. Drew was very upset that Curtis Axel was like gloating, sometimes a bit, taunting a bit. He was like, "No, just keep on him. So I really like that, hearing that coaching aspect from Drew Gulak. Wait, I want to take a second to talk about this freaking Facebook groups commercial where it's like the International Kazoo Players United or whatever is the group. I don't know if it's even a real group that is. I think I maybe have talked about this before, or maybe I just tweeted about it. This commercial makes me so mad because these kazoo people are so disrespectful to their class, their classmates, to their professor, because they're in this class that's presumably so boring. It's like, you're in college, like, learn stuff, dude. Come on. Instead of paying attention, they start playing a kazoo in this classroom, and then they ditch their class. So I guess it's good that they finally left, so that the people who are there trying to learn physics or whatever can do that. And then they're all just like playing the kazoo all out in the courtyard or whatever. So at least when they're outside, okay, yeah, that's fine. But to start doing it in the classroom during a class, that's so rude. And it's probably just happens a lot because the professor doesn't even think twice about it. He just keeps on going. It's like, these friggin' stupid kazooists. What the? Okay. Anyway, I hate that commercial every single time. Shut up. Just shove that kazoo up your... Anyway. Go outside first. That's even more rude than smoking in that classroom. I would rather see a commercial where they start smoking in that classroom than playing the freaking kazoos. Okay, then we have The Miz and Morrison. They say haters can choke on their pancakes. And then it's announced that their first defense will be versus the New Day and Heavy Machinery and Lucha House Party and Dolph Roode and Ziggler, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and the Usos in an Elimination Chamber match. Hell yeah. That's going to be so awesome. So Miz and Morrison then have to fight the Usos as a non-title match, but they have this amazing destroyer. It's Avalanche Destroyer, followed by a splash delivered to Morrison, and they get the win. Like, that combination is so awesome. But there's this whole match is really great. Second best match of the week, right there. This match is I enjoyed this match more than New Day versus Miz and Morrison. And then we have John Cena. We can see him. I could see him. And he asked, "What am I doing at WrestleMania?" "Oh, I'm going to do something different." And I thought, oh, is he going to be the host? That would be pretty cool. And he says, "I'm doing the right thing. I will not be at WrestleMania because I believe in the future and all that kind of thing." So he says, "It's not goodbye for now. It's not goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now." And then he gives the salute at the top of the ramp as he makes his exit. And then I was just waiting. Are these lights going to go out? Are we going to hear the power down? And we did. The Fiend appeared. He was standing right behind him. Great reveal shot. And the Fiend simply points at the WrestleMania sign. And John Cena, frightened, but brave nonetheless, gives him a nod and a tip of the hat. We are getting John Cena versus the Fiend at WrestleMania. It's not for the championship. I think that would have made this match even like a lot better. Or, I mean, the match is going to be great anyway, but having that, it would be add a lot more to the story. John Cena going for the championship, but Fiend will probably win. Since the championship isn't on the line, I think the Fiend will destroy John Cena and turn him into Thugonomics John Cena, even though he already transformed into that temporarily last year. But I think that would be pretty great. So, Bray Wyatt, he did tweet that Goldberg wasn't part of his plan, so it was a sacrifice as opposed to it's not a loss, it's a sacrifice, because his real story is going after John Cena. So it could work. I don't know, but hopefully Roman Reigns versus Goldberg is like a 10-second match at WrestleMania, and it was just over quick. Maybe that's the opening match of the night. Get it done, and then we're on to to all the other stuff. But we'll see how everything develops. Elimination Chamber is going to be so great. I'm super excited for that. And I've been so tempted to change my plans to go out there and see it in person, but I don't know. We'll see if the ticket if flights are still cheap with some other stuff lining up a little better. It depends on what happens in the next few days. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That is everything I want to talk about for all of these episodes. Again, my favorite match of this week was Toni Storm versus Kaylee Ray in the I Quit match for the NXT UK Women's Championship. Go watch that match. It's awesome. Also check out Miz and Morrison versus the Usos. That's really good too. All right, so let me know what you thought about all these episodes, what you're excited for at Elimination Chamber. I'll talk a lot more about that in all of next week's episodes, because it's all the go-home shows for Elimination Chamber next week. Let me know what you thought and what you're looking forward to by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.